The next Republican majority will have to emphasize those things that unite us as a people, as opposed to those things about which we are in conflict or divided. So you can quickly think of your own examples about this, but obvious as this may be, it seems to me that this is a message I've never heard Dick Lugar speak divisively. I was going to reserve my tribute to him to the end, but he's just so on point in so many of these ways that you know, the whole concept of a wedge issue should be foreign to us if we really want to come back. We've got a tall mountain to climb. We not only are out of favor right now, but the demography of this country is not moving in a positive way. You're standing on a political base that's left to us. So we better be thinking about those things that unite us, and we better be extraordinarily understanding of those who disagree. Bend over backwards. I mean, we're all Americans for one thing, and we're all Republicans too. And so, lastly, I want to say that the next Republican majority, or its representatives, not to be trivial about it, but ours needs to be a friendly sort of politics. People have to like you a little bit before they'll listen to you, or at least they can't actively dislike you if you expect to persuade them. And by the way, I think the door is open to us on this. The meanest people I see in American politics right now are on the left. That's not the caricature, but you know, some of these folks, and by the way, it comes naturally. If you believe that you are a superior person, intellectually or morally elite, and therefore well-suited to order the affairs of everybody else, then a power and an access to it means everything to you. And you'll do anything, just about anything to get there. So I don't believe that that's the kind of politics ultimately the American people respond well to. And I think we ought to step back and not take the bait, and to try to be have a sunny disposition, even about those with whom we disagree. Now, when I think about these sorts of traits, I think I'm describing the Ripon Society, or the people who have led it over the course of time. Inclusive and open and friendly, and deeply concerned about particularly those not yet well up the ladder of mobility in American life, always looking forward, aspiring to be a party of hope. I'm very cautious about the risks of extrapolating from personal experience or the experience of, in our case, one state. But let me just give you a few seconds about politics in Indiana now, in hopes of illustrating what these generalities I just floated. In our state right now, I think the senator would back me up on this. We may look very different. We do look very different than, I believe, most of America in this respect. In the state of Indiana, in our 2.2% of this country, there isn't any question which is the party of hope, the party of action, the party of ideas, the party of reform, the party of progress. When I get up in front of Republican audiences, I say we must be the party of purpose. I never speak in ideological terms, by the way, and I don't even use the party labels very much. I just say that if we're not, as an organization, the people who are every day thinking about ways to make this home of ours better, then we will be excused from public service fairly soon, and we'll deserve it. And so we have done the things you would expect, I guess, out of a Republican administration. Yes, we cleaned up a big fiscal mess, and we're holding it together right now. We have reduced real per capita spending on a compound growth rate of minus 1.3 for 4 years, going on 5. So state government spending, real spending per capita, is down like 6% since we got there. But I can prove to you service is much, much better. It's government, after all. I mean, the fruit hangs awfully low. It wasn't that hard to do. We're the party of economic growth. We have made all the changes you might expect of an activist Republican administration in terms of anything we can think of to lower the cost of business. Taxation has been reformed of business. Workers' comp is as affordable as it is anywhere. We have tried to take the friction out of the system with regulatory changes and all the rest of that. But we've done things maybe that aren't as obvious. We are the biggest infrastructure builders in America. We found a way to lay our hands on basically $4 billion of free cash, no taxes, no borrowing. It's all being reinvested. That was Lincoln's program, wasn't it? That was. I'm a believer in limited government and government staying out of the economy, but there are certain things government can do, and building a backbone on which a free market economy can grow and thrive is one of them. We've done all that. But we've also been the party of reform. We've cleaned up all the ethics rules. We have fixed agency after agency. We have worst to first stories in services as disparate as the protection of children and the Bureau of Motor Vehicles. No longer a laughing stock in our state. Winner of last year's national award is the best anywhere. And so now we're on to trying to do things like reform local government, which your magazine made mention of, generous mention recently. So I only offer this up by way of encouraging you. But in my view, there's absolutely nothing fundamentally flawed about the principles that either Ripon or Republicanism generally has always stood for. And I've been thinking about this a lot lately because it's an open question. People are writing about it all the time. Now, have Americans embraced a new statism, or have a new receptiveness to statism? I don't think so. I think our recovery may be, as the economists say, U-shaped, not V-shaped. I'm not saying that there'll be some very sudden reversal. No, it's going to take a little longer, be a little more gradual, but I do believe it will come. The American, first of all, the American suspicion of bigness, whether it's government, business, or labor, I don't think has diminished. We are a party of individual rights, small business, competition. I think that we'll still get a receptive ear. The American people's skepticism about debt and deficits, I think, is at an all-time high. Not only because of what they're seeing in the public sector. Most states, federal government, but think about their own lives. Many Americans have just come through a period where they realized either they or their neighbor or their business they were involved in saved too little, borrowed too much, spent too much, didn't work out too well. That door is about to be thrown wide open by the policies of this administration. And finally, I just do not see in the Americans today, and the young people of today particularly, that embrace of collectivism, statism. Quite the contrary. Almost to a fault, they insist on individual choice and almost limitless freedom. And I don't think they're going to be naturally herded together by governments, however charismatically it's presented, into unions or mass transit or any other fashion that infringes on what they see as their God-given American right to make their own choices. So, if I were here more often, I would enjoy that. I'd feel really good about Ripon these days. First of all, you have fought the good fight. You've kept the candle lit, and you have. I think really maybe your moment has arrived, in the sense that Republicans of every stripe right now need to be coming together and need to be re-examining, searching for a better way forward. They are, and I hope and I predict you'll be right at the center of that new rediscovery. Thank you very much.